Hey everybody, hope you're doing well out there and that your week is off to a great start. I appreciate you checking out the second post of what I'm calling Taylor's Testimonies. If you missed the first one called The Gravel, you can go back and watch it on my YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you're watching these. You can go back and check it out. But as I had mentioned in the first post, I was going to try to do these once a month, and I realized that February is almost over. So had to get this one done kind of in a hurry, and I'm actually here in Atlanta, Georgia, doing a corporate event for a friend of mine's company that she works for, doing the whole Elvis show. Looking forward to that, but really wanted to make sure I stuck to what I was going to do and what God wanted me to do and get one of these out per month. So here we are. This one is called my Robinhood Road testimony. And for those of you from the Winston-Salem area, you're familiar with Robinhood Road, I'm sure. But this one goes back several years ago when I used to work for WXI TV, WXI 12. I was an account executive there. I was a salesperson, sold commercials and TV advertising, digital advertising for businesses in the Triad. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed my time there and the people that I worked with, and it was very good to me for the season I was in, and for Leanne and myself. And but yeah, God moved me on to other things. But during that time, I got this little testimony out of my commute to work every day. Okay, so when Leanne and I got married, we lived on Polo Road in Winston-Salem. So the commute to work, or the route that I went, was Polo Road to Peace Haven, to Robinhood, and went down Robinhood to Coliseum Drive, and that's where WXI was located, or is located. So I always went Robinhood Road because there was a Starbucks on Robinhood Road, and if you know me, you know I gotta have my coffee, so it was convenient. I always went Robinhood. There was another way I could have went down Renolda, but I always went Robinhood. And Robinhood at that time, there was a portion of Robinhood that was really just needed a lot of work. I mean, it was a lot of potholes. It was rough there for a while. I mean, really bad. A section of it there was really bad. And I remember several mornings on my commute to work that, you know how it is when you're driving down the road and you hit a pothole and it jars your whole body. And imagine hitting several of those on the way to work. First thing in the morning, you know, haven't even taken a few sips of my coffee, and my whole morning just started off, or I let it start off kind of in a negative way. I would find myself many mornings hitting those holes on Robinhood Road and complaining, like knowing that I could go another way, but I was stubborn and still am sometimes. And I would go down that road and I'd hit these holes and I'd hit rough patches of Robinhood, and I would just be so aggravated and like, geez, why can't they get this road fixed? And, you know, I'm probably said a lot of other things, but anyway, by the time I got to work, I was frustrated. You know, I'd already went through this negative commute to work, just driving down the road, and I let that kind of dictate how I started my day. That wasn't every day because I got used to it there for a while, and you just kind of, you know, you become numb to it. But I remember several mornings where I would just not be in the best of moods, and it would just make it worse. You know, I mean, here I am trying to start my day, and I'm letting potholes in the road get in the way and just take my mindset in the wrong direction. You know, I started complaining right off the bat and just negative, you know. And one day in particular, I remember once I pulled on to Robinhood and got down a little ways, that traffic stopped. And I was like, what could it be today? If it's not the road itself, now there's traffic. What's going on? Just thinking about myself and trying to get to work and not worried about anybody else. I mean, it could have been an accident. Who knows? And here I am. I'm just self-centered me thinking about, this is going to make me late to work or whatever. So as I get closer to what was going on this particular day, I realized it wasn't an accident. And I'm like, well, what are they doing now? It's what's slowing me up today. And as I got closer, I realized there's road work going on. I'm like, come on, really, how we get, road work. Geez, it's going to make me late. The road work was for the potholes in the road. They were repaving the road. So it hit me like a ton of bricks that day. I remembered, I was just sitting there and I'm like, I don't know what I called myself, but ignorant for one. Because the very thing that I was complaining about every morning or almost every morning was being solved right before my eyes. And I was complaining about that. I was complaining about the solution to the problem I had to begin with. Here I am stuck in traffic, waiting for our lane to go through because they're covering potholes. They're repaving the road. They're making it new again. And I was complaining about that. So, I don't know if y'all heard that car out there, but somebody's letting it roll. Anyway, so yeah, I was complaining about the very thing that was solving the problem that I had before. And so, again, God just used that to hit me right in the gut. And it was like the tie-in. So if you watch my first post, there's always a tie-in spiritually to these stories and these testimonies. The tie-in that he gave me through that was a lot of times in life, we may be praying for a solution. We may be going through something and that's not positive or an obstacle in the way, or we can compare it to a pothole in the road. There's things that we come across in life that we need a solution for, and we find ourselves getting so bent out of shape, and we put so much focus on this one little problem, and we complain, and we just get all worked up over it, and then we can't even see the solution when it comes. And a lot of times we may end up complaining about the solution that comes because it's not the way we thought it should be fixed. And God's got a way of working all things together for our good. So, again, I went from complaining about the potholes and it affecting my commute to work to complaining about the solution to the potholes because I was stuck in traffic and I couldn't even see that the solution was right there. And, within a couple days, the road work was done and that portion of Robinhood's smoother than it ever was. So God as, God telling me, look, I've always got a solution to your problem. I've always got the answer. God says I am, and he is the answer. God is our answer to everything. And so the solution that he gives us sometimes may require us to have a little bit of patience and a little bit more perspective on what he's doing for the greater good and for what he's turning it around to be. So it led me to this passage of scripture in Philippians 2, and it comes from, the verse is Philippians 2:14 and 15. It says, do everything without complaining and arguing so that no one can criticize you. Now, I think we all probably feel that a little bit. Do everything without complaining and arguing. Philippians 2:14. So that's the tie-in to that little story. That's my Robinhood Road testimony. So when you face potholes in life and God's working on a solution, don't complain, because on the other side, it's going to be smooth. He's going to have the best fix for it, and he'll show you the best way out of your situation every time. So hope that little story ministered to you, and hope it touched your heart. If it did, feel free to share it. And thanks for checking out post 2 of Taylor's Testimonies. God bless you. See you soon.